This is the practice test for Word 2013. First thing we're supposed to do is save the file with our name on the end of it. And actually I have already done that, but I just go out here and take the file name and append your name to the end and then save it on the desktop. And then what we want to do is change the margins. Let's go to our page layout and go to margins. And in Word 2013, 1-inch margins on all sides is called normal. And if you want to have the margins command apply to your entire document, don't select anything, and by default it will apply to the entire document. And now we have 1-inch margins here. And if you look over on the side, we've got a 1-inch margin up on the top, and if you scroll down, there's probably a 1-inch margin down here at the bottom. Okay. And the next item is set the font name for the entire document. So if I want to select the entire document, let's do a Control A from the keyboard to select all. And then what we want to do is we want to set the font name to Times New Roman. Okay, now that happens to be on my recently used list, but if it's not on yours, the quick way to do it is type in the first couple of letters, and as soon as you type up in enough letters for it to recognize this is a unique name, Times New Roman will appear here, and all you have to do is hit the enter key and everything is now in Times New Roman. We want to set the line spacing to single space. That's in the paragraph group on the Home tab, and single spacing. And you can also do that with Control 1 from the keyboard. Set the alignment for the entire document to left align. Okay, here are my alignment options, and this is left align, and the keyboard shortcut for that is Control L for left. Set the font size for the entire document to 10 points. Let's go here, select 10, and the entire document is now 10 points. Move the pink paragraphs from their existing location to the beginning of the document. And here's some pink stuff, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs, exactly like it says there should be. So let's select those. We'll cut them out. You can do Control X, or you can just go up here and do a cut command, and they are cut out and pasted to the clipboard. And then go to the top of your document. You can also do Control Home to go to the top, and then just do a paste command. You can also do a Control V. And there are the 5 paragraphs. Divide the document into 2 sections. Section 2 should be immediately to the left of the word begin, where it says begin section 2. So we're going to do a find command. You can also do Control F, which is faster. And the text I'm looking for is begin section 2, and I've already got that typed in here, and here it is. I can close the navigation window now, and to the left of begin I want to insert a section break. Let's go to page layout, and that's under breaks. And there are 4 kinds of section breaks. The kind that I want is I want to force the text down to the beginning of a new page, so I choose next page. Then we need to add a cover page, and let's go to our insert tab here, and under cover pages the one we want is the sideline, and it should insert a page for us here at the top of the document. And for some reason when I insert this at the top of this particular document, it screws up and it puts this stuff down here. Now what I'm going to see if I can do is if I can just raise this table up a little bit and see if that makes a difference, and it does. Okay, I've never had that happen before though. If it does happen though, this is a table, and you can select it and you can move it up or down in your document. We want to delete the company and the subtitle, so let's go up here. This is the company, and if you click on it, the little label appears here in a gray box. Click on the gray box and then hit the delete key on your keyboard. And we want to get rid of the subtitle. Click on that, subtitle appears, click on the gray box, and then hit delete on the keyboard. Put today's date in the pick the date area. Let's go down here, and in the date area we'll just click on today, which is December 6th, and change the author to your name. I've already got my name in there. It picked that up from the Word document properties. Set the first line indent for all the paragraphs in section 1. So in section 1 starts here and goes down to section break right here. And I want the first line indent for all those paragraphs to be 1/4 of an inch, which would be this mark right here. The other way to do it is go to your page layout tab and go to paragraph, and for first line do 0.25. Set spacing before each paragraph in section 1, so leave them all selected. Set the spacing before, this is on the page layout tab in the paragraph group, set that to 6 points. It goes in 6-point increments. Make the 3 paragraphs 3, 4, and 5 into a bulleted list. Okay, so paragraphs 3, 4, and 5, which would be these 3 things right here, starting with he has refused through he has refused to pass. Okay. And you want to make them into a bulleted list. Go to your home tab, click on the bullets button, and now you've got a bulleted list. Set the line spacing for paragraph 1 up here to double spacing, and here's my spacing button. I want double spacing. I could also type Control 2 to get the same thing. Add a drop cap to paragraph 1. So click in paragraph 1, and I don't actually have to be at the beginning there. It doesn't really care. It knows that a drop cap goes at the very beginning, and that's going to be under our page layout tab. Sorry. It's on insert, and go to drop cap, and we want the dropped style, and there we get a text box with our drop cap. Increase the margins for paragraph 2, this one, by 1/2 inch on both the left and the right. So I want to go in 1/2 inch here, and if I click the basement of the house here, I get both markers to move, the first line and all of the other lines. And if I want to drag it in 1/2 inch on the other side, just go over here, and as long as I'm just in this paragraph, nothing except that paragraph will be affected. Set the alignment for this paragraph to justify. Let's go to our home tab and go to the alignment area in the paragraph group and justify. You could also do a Control J for that. Add your name to the right part of the header in section 1 in 10-point Arial. So there's 2 ways to do that. If I want to look at the header, I can double click in the header up here like this, and it grays everything out and moves me into the header and puts a dotted line here showing me the border between the header and the body. I'm going to close that though. The other way to do it is go to your insert tab and go to header, and we'll just do blank, and it still gives us that goofy type here stuff, and I'm just going to hit the delete key to get rid of it. And I want my name in the right part. There's a center tab and a right tab here, so if I hit the tab key twice, it'll go to that second tab stop, and then I can enter my name. And I think my name is supposed to be in 10-point Arial. So drag the mouse over it, go to your home tab, and choose Arial, which should be up here because that's one of the basic fonts that comes with Windows. Then I want to go to the header, I want to go to the footer, and I just go down here and double click, or there's also a button here that lets me, when I'm in the header, this button will be turned on. When I'm in the footer, this button will be turned on. So I can just click on go to footer, and it'll automatically flip me down there. And I want to center page numbers. Well, again, I've got the 3 tab stops here, 2 tab stops. One at the 3 1/4 inch, one over here at the far end. This one is centered, and so if I hit my tab key down here, it'll take me over to the center. And then what I want to do is I want to insert the page number, and I want it at the current position. And there we go. And I think I had to do some formatting on that too. I want that to be formatted as 10-point Arial. Right now it's still being formatted as Times New Roman. So let's go to home, and let's go to Arial. Okay. Now we want to change all 9 occurrences of the word GOVT to government. Let's go to our let's go to replace. And what I want to do is I want to replace GOVT with GOVERNMENT, and let's do a replace all, and it said there should be 9 of these, I think. Do you want to search right? Yeah, it does my selection by default, and apparently I still had something selected. So click on yes, and yes, and okay. And the reason it's doing that is because I have already done that a little bit earlier. Let's go the other way. And let's do replace all, and let's do yes, and yes, and okay, why is this not working? Let's close this. And I think because I'm in, maybe because I'm in the footer. Yeah, it's because I was in the footer. Get out of the footer. Okay, now let's do a find and replace, and let's do GOVT and government, and let's do replace all. And yeah, now we're getting 9. Okay, so I forgot to get out of the footer before I did that. Now add a citation to the last line of the first paragraph. Well, here's the first paragraph. Citations are under the references tab up here. And what I want to do is I want to insert a citation, and it's going to be a new source, and it's going to be a report, and the author, and usually we do, if you look at the example down here, it's last name comma first name is kind of what they expect, although either way I think works. So we want Jefferson Thomas, and the title of this document is Declaration of Independence. The year was 1776, and the city was Philadelphia. And click on OK. And we'll get the citation entered here. And insert a bibliography at the end of section 1. Choose the works cited. So let's go to the bottom of section 1, not the bottom of the document, but the bottom of section 1, which is right here. And I'm going to hit the enter keys because I want to be on a new paragraph. And then we're going to want a bibliography, and we want the works cited style. So there we go, and it'll put in the bibliography for us. And then it says go down here and put in a copyright symbol, which is parenthesis C parenthesis, and it'll automatically do the auto text for you there. Okay, now we want to go to section 2. So let's scroll down here to section 2, and in section 2 I want the page orientation to be landscape. So click in section 2. That's landscape or orientation for the page is a section command, so it applies to an entire section. So that's going to be under page layout, and what I want is orientation, and I want landscape for that. And now if I go back and let's zoom out a little bit, and you should be able to see. Okay, there's only one page in section 2. I've got my cover page, 3 pages of section 1, and then I get down here and you see the orientation changes because I'm in a brand new section. So let's go back to 100% here at least. And in the blue text I want to set a right tab stop at the 4-inch mark. So let's grab the blue text and set a right tab. Now right now it's set on left tab, that's a center tab, and that's a right tab. And I want it at the 4-inch mark, so click on the 4 here, and your little backwards L appears, and now I've got tabs. Tabs set at the 4-inch mark. And because I've got tab characters here, these are going to get pushed over the tab stop. Add a dot leader. Okay, so what I need to do is go to my paragraph dialog box by clicking on the little dialog box launcher down here, and then click on the tabs button in the lower left hand corner, and I want to make sure that it has a dot leader. Whoops, that's hyphens. Let's do a dot leader and click on OK. Now I want to take the green text and convert it into a 2-column table. So select that, and I've got tabs in there so it knows where to make the breaks between column 1 and column 2. And I want to insert a table, and I want to convert the text to a table, and check to make sure the number of columns is always right here. It'll try and guess what your separator is, and usually it's going to be a tab character or a comma. Sometimes it's a space or a slash or something, but and there we go. and I want all of the borders to be 3-point red lines. I want the column width for each column. Let's go there and do that first. The width should be 2.0 inches, and just tab, or tab doesn't work, I'm going to have to click out of there. And I don't know where the 2.0 went, but it did change them so that they're both 2 inches wide now. If you kind of look up here at the ruler, you can see that they are 2 inches wide. Set all the borders in the table to 3-point red lines. Let's select the whole table here, and let's go to our borders option here, and let's go to borders and shading. And this is where you set the size, and this is where you set the color. And then I want to click on, it says apply to table, which is what I want. Click on OK, and make sure when you do the preview there, let's go take another peek at that. When you do the preview, sometimes you click on stuff over here and it does not get set over here. So if this doesn't look the way you want it to look, after you've set your style and your color and your width, you may need to go over here and click and turn these lines off and on until you get the red colors or whatever it is that you happen to be doing. So we'll just cancel out of there. And now what I want is I want some word art right here. So right after that I want to insert some word art, and I can pick the style. So I'll do this one with a little shadow here. And the text is supposed to be Declaration of Independence. Okay, and if I do that, this other stuff kind of needs to get pushed down. So I'm going to drag this over just a little bit, and then I'm going to hit the enter key a few more times here. Okay, and now put the picture of Thomas Jefferson in a text box. So let's go down, and where's my picture of Thomas Jefferson? Okay, here's my picture of Thomas Jefferson. And what I want to do is I want to put it in a text box, and that's under the Insert tab. And if I choose text box and just do, let's try that and see what we get. Okay, so it does have some text in there. We'll delete it, and then what we'll do is we'll drag Thomas over inside the box, and then we will resize the box so it's approximately the same size as the picture. Okay, and we should be able to make it a little bit smaller yet. And apparently not. Apparently it's going to leave a little border around the outside no matter what we do, but that's fine. And let's drag that down here. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to insert right here, we're going to insert a column break. That's on the page layout tab. Seems like it ought to be on the insert tab. Column break will push everything up to the top of the next column. Okay. Whoops. Before I do that, I need to set my document to 2 columns while I'm here in section 2. Okay. And because I did that in the wrong order, things got messed up a little bit, but it's not going to be very hard to fix. Let's just pull Declaration of Independence back over here, and let's go here and just hit the enter key a few times. And now I've got a column break at the bottom, which means push everything else to the top of a new column. And something odd that happened is my text box here got way out of whack with my picture. So I need to move it back down here, make it a little bit taller. Let's do a cut on this. Right click and do a cut, or just do a Control X. And then go over here and do a Control V or a paste command. And then I want to position this so it's centered below the table, and that's centered pretty close to being centered. And that takes care of the practice test. That's it.